Can I please have all the aldermen back to be seated? It's now 7:16, and we're going to go ahead and start our city council meeting. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Turner.
Present.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Present.
Alderman Florian.
Present.
Alderman Hayes.
Present.
Alderman Bolton.
Present.
Alderman Guzman.
Present.
Alderman Martinez.
Present.
Alderman Felix.
Present.
Alderman Newsome.
Present.
Mayor Taylor.
Present.
You have a quorum, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Our invocation tonight will be given by Prophet Patricia Hyman. Is she here? Perfect. Thank you for being here.
No problem. God bless you. To each and every one of you that's here tonight, this prayer is our prayer. More than anything else, I want to just begin by thanking God for this day. Father, we honor you, we bless you, we give you the glory because we know that it all belongs to you. So, Father, we pray according to 1 Timothy 2:1-3, which says, I exhort, therefore, that first of all, supplications, prayers, intercessions, giving of thanks be made for all men, for kings, and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. So we lift up our leaders on today. We believe you, Father God, for wisdom. We thank you, God, for righteousness. We give you honor, Lord God, that for every decision that is made, that you are in the midst, and there is consideration, Father God, for all those who are involved and concerned. And we lift up this community, and we lift it up by giving the scripture found in Hebrews 10:24, and it says, let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, and to encourage one another. So we come encouraging this community. We come speaking peace over this community. We come giving God thanksgiving for this end of the year that we are moving into, and for all of the blessings that he has bestowed upon us from the beginning of the year even until now. Now, we continuously plead the blood of Jesus over each and every home, over every community, every person that is here under the sound of my voice, and everyone that is attached to you. We're believing God for longevity. We believe in God for wisdom. We believe in God for prosperity as we leave this year and as we move into the new year. For everything that we do, let it be done unto the glory of God. In this meeting on tonight, Father God, we surrender ourselves, Father, to you, and we believe you, God, that it is done according to your will and your purpose. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, welcome to the December 2nd Waukegan City Council meeting. Again, I want to remind everybody that our agendas are put out on the Friday before our city council meetings. This week it was put out a little earlier. Again, everything is on our website at waukeganil.gov. But I also want to remind people that we're about 3 weeks away from the holiday season.
107 times, and we have given 176 doses of Narcan on drug overdoses. And for the record, we did not rescue any cats out of trees this month. We had 3 significant structure fires in November totaling $385,000 in damage. And for the year, fires in November totaling $385,000 in damage. And for the year, we've had over $14.5 million worth of damage from fires in our town. Our Fire Prevention Bureau did 351 inspections for the month, totaling over 4,000 for the year. And they also have done 44 occupancy inspections, verifying permittable occupancy loads. Mayor and council members, it's that time of year again where it is cold outside and we must talk about fire safety and space heaters. As reported by the National Fire Protection Association, heating equipment is the leading cause for fires in homes in the United States. Local fire departments responded to an estimated average of 44,210 home structure fires caused by heating equipment each year from 2018 to 2022. These fires resulted in an annual loss of 480 civilian deaths and 1,370 civilian injuries, and $1 billion in direct property damage. Here are some other facts. Heating equipment caused 1 in 6 home structure fires that took place between 2018 and 2022, and 18% of all fire deaths. 88% of home heating fire deaths involve stationary or portable space heaters. Causes include placing the space heater too close to combustible objects, such as bedding, curtains, sofas, rugs, paper, clothing, and flammable liquids. Some ways to prevent fires or injuries include purchasing a space heater that has been tested to the latest safety standards, never leaving a space heater on when you leave the room or go to sleep, never setting up a space heater near a sleeping person, and keeping anything that can burn at least 3 feet away from the heat source, never plugging a space heater into an extension cord, putting space heaters on level flat surfaces or on the ground, and never using a space heater or any other appliance for that matter with a damaged cord. Let's all please do our part to keep safe as we finish out 2024 and bring in 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Can we have Dispatch Director Tom Perfect next?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. The mayor's asked me to update with some call statistics for the 911 center. So this one's going to be kind of full because I went through and for the first time, and I'm going to give you guys a full year worth and then this month. So for a 12-month period from December of 2023 to November of 24, the 911 center has answered 180,902 calls. We've placed 39,427 outgoing calls. It's a daily average of 496 incoming, 108 outgoing, for a total of 604 calls a day. And that averages about 26 calls per hour. And that's handled by usually 4 people in the room. For the month of November, we've answered 14,523 calls this year, compared to 14,802 calls last year for a comparable month. The total calls resulted in 4,846 police incidents being created, where police officers were dispatched and responded, and a total of 1,013 fire incidents for a total of 5,859 calls. One thing to mention this month, 300 of those calls approximately were one person in a 2-day period. Dialing 911, that person was arrested by our police department and also was a mental health issue, so they were able to help him seek that type of treatment. So the average daily calls in general for the entire day are about 196. That's all I got for you.
Thank you. Public Works Director Chris Garland.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, and tonight, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on behalf of the City of Waukegan Public Works Department. Our road construction program for the 2024 season has come to an end over 2 weeks ago, on time and on schedule. All right, we did a total of approximately 30 roads on this year. That's including state-funded roads as well. We got a roughly between 8 and 9 miles of roads that was completed on this year. All right, 2024. It was a combine of different wards throughout the city. All right. Also, we had over 18 alleys completed this year throughout the city and throughout different wards. For the 4th ward, our focus was on a couple of major parking lots that we wanted to get repaved and resurfaced for the sake of the residents and the businesses in the area that we did them in. All right, but we will come back sometime in 2025 to address some of the alleys in the 4th ward. And also the 8th and 9th ward. The 8th and 9th ward, they don't have alleys. So I stressed to the mayor and chief of staff that we will have to do something for them. So we're going to look to kind of strategize to maybe giving them an extra road or two when we're doing our road program. All right? Not to say that other wards are going to get missed out, you know, but we will look to, you know, try to be transparent with everyone. All right? Moving right along, there was a major construction going on in the 3rd ward with our sewer storm system, and that got completed on time and on schedule. All right, so we're hoping that works, and we're going to move forward with the next project. All right. In regards to the leaves, I know you guys are very you love these leaves. So, unfortunately, the leaf program has come to an end. However, upon this week, they're going to continue to move throughout all of the wards on this week. All right, so we ask that you all help us out by letting the residents know whatever is out there, they're going to pick up. But once they come by, do not put no more leaves out. All right, that will help us out a whole lot so that we can clean up the city and do a clean sweep. All right, so they are going to be out there this week. Continue to go through all the areas that, you know, that they may have missed. Like I shared with you this morning in regards to that one street where all the cars, I need your help on that so that we can get them. Are there any questions on that? I know we want these leaves up.
I have a quick question. Do you have, I know LRS last time.
One at a time. I'm sorry.
When are you going to start this final sweep?
That is this week. Yes, this week is the final sweep. So remind your residents, when they come by and they pick up your leaves, that's it. Do not put no more leaves out. But if they're not there yet, if you got more leaves, put them out there. They will get picked up.
And I do know that LRS, they did a couple weeks ago, at our other council, they gave us pictures of some houses that weren't able to be picked up due to vehicles that were obstructing their path. Do you guys have that for this time around? Because I've got a few calls, but when I go by there, the problem is simple. You cannot park your vehicle in front of the path of the trucks. It's hard for them to pick it up. So
Correct.
If you have those pictures again, first of all, I appreciate that, and then I can also use them for my personal use.
We have some. We get updated every evening with status on where they're at and with the pictures. Yes, ma'am.
What ward are they starting in this week?
Okay, today they were in the 2nd and 9th ward. All right, they were cleaning up the 2nd and 9th ward. So now what they're going to do is, as they continue to go back through all of the wards, they're going to start back, from my understanding, in the 7th ward. All right, 7th and 8th ward, and then just work their way down. All right, pretty much like what they've been doing. All right. Any other questions? All right.
Thank you,
all.
Director.
Thank you for your time.
Good. Next, I want to have Antonio and the contractor who are working on the taking down our old water tower. Come on out.
Good evening,
Okay, you
Alderman.
want to update us on that and tell us what's going on?
Yeah.
For those who don't know, we've had some complaints from about 4 homes out there that have had dust and dirt, so they're going to update us on what's going on there.
Yes, so when we first started the water tower demo, we did send out over 150 letters to residents to let them know 15 days prior to them starting. They started October 31st, and we haven't had any complaints, but we did have an issue Thursday, November 21st, when we had the snow early in the morning. There was really high winds, so there was a lot of debris blowing. But the contractor's using water cannons to blow water on the debris that's coming down once they're demoing. And they did pull up a tarp on the home right next door to the water tower, so no concrete was falling on their home or in their yard. And we did talk to residents after the complaints, and I did give out cards to some homeowners that I knocked on doors. They were not home. So I passed out my cards to one resident, and he said he would reach out to other residents to let them know so he can give me a call at the water treatment plant. And then I have the Leopardo. They're the contractors on the demo.
Hi there, Mayor, Council. Ben with Leopardo Construction. I just want to thank you for your time. We, like Antonio said, we are the contractor that is general contracting over the demolition of the water tower. We have subcontracted with, and I have brought with Alpine Demolition, Chicagoland's one of their premier demolition contractors. We want to say first and foremost that we take safety and security at Leopardo very, very seriously, and we take that also to your residents as well. We, at this project specifically, have maintained all safety standards and have gone past that to what would be necessarily required of us. So tonight I want to introduce Alpine to kind of give a little bit more detail of exactly what we've done to help reduce safety risks and prevent any further issues moving forward.
How you doing? My name is Chris Lump with Alpine Demolition. I've been the project manager on this project. We have 2 methods of dust suppression currently we're being used. One is a hose is being hooked up to something we call a dust boss, which basically just looks like a large cannon that shoots water mist into the air to, once we are at points that we are demolishing, to suppress any concrete dust at that point. The machine we're also using has an integrated water delivery system, which we hook up a water hose to that machine, and the water goes all the way up to the end of the stick on the machine where the implement that is actually doing the demolition, the breaker, and it sprays water directly onto the area that we're working on to help suppress dust. We have, as we said, we installed a green tarp along the house just to the south to try and prevent any dust or any concrete from falling onto that house. Currently, in terms of the structural demolition, I would say it's actually going pretty good. There hasn't been any concrete that's fallen out of the job site that's fallen onto the house. It wasn't, I believe it was an 85-foot tower when we started. We're down to, we're past the halfway point, and we believe we have a good another 6-7 days of good working days left to get this structure all the way down to the ground.
Before someone else comes up, there's been rumors put out there that there's asbestos floating in the air with this. Can you tell us, we did have asbestos in some of the pipes that was done beforehand, am I correct?
Hi there, Ben again. Yes, there was asbestos inside of the building that was abated prior to us bringing Alpine out on site. So any abatement was already looked at by a contractor, third party reviewed, tested, confirmed that there was no other asbestos on site. We removed all of that prior to starting any dust creating demolition.
Thank you, Mayor, for asking that question. Could I just ask a quick question, make a comment? Thanks, guys, for being here tonight. Antonio, thanks for all your work on this. I knocked on about 15 doors tonight on my way to City Council. I talked to 7 or 8 different people. I saw the dust. I slipped on the dust that was frozen on the cement. It is, in fact, there, as you know. It's covering cars. One car, I couldn't even tell you what color it was. people are naturally concerned. I explained that inevitably there's going to be dust. There's nothing we can do about it. It's probably better to have it in the winter than in the summer when people's windows are open and kids are outside playing. Understandably, the residents are upset. They're concerned. One woman is not putting out her Christmas decorations because they'd be covered in dust. I did my best to just explain the circumstances and apologize. Nonetheless, I want to make sure that the contractors, I've been told, and I told the residents, that you guys would be out in the spring to take care of washing homes in the immediate vicinity with a power washer, to take care of lawn furniture, things of that nature. Do whatever you can to just help them clean it up. And because demolition will take place, you said 6 or 7 more days, but probably over the course of a few weeks, that you would provide some sort of monetary compensation in the form of a gift card or something for a car wash. I'm not mistaken on that, am I? No, okay, all right, that's great. I don't know how you want to facilitate that, but I've asked them to email me. I will then pass along those requests. Some of the homes have multiple cars, might require multiple washes. I don't want anyone to abuse your generous offer. Nonetheless, I will try to send that in your general direction. But thank you. Anything else you guys can do to tarp homes or erect some sort of barrier to prevent the dust? I know you can't stop it, but anything you can do, I'd be greatly appreciative for. So thank you.
Mayor, Council, thank you. My name is Eduardo Torres. I'm Safety Director at Alpine. So in addition to these control methods, I just want to reassure everybody that we are doing everything possible. I come out to the site twice a week. I do risk assessments. We actually installed last Tuesday a live monitoring system to monitor the air that's in that compound. So the way that works, we've done this very common practice for us. We did Oak Park, River Forest High School, that's in a residential area, adjacent homes right across the street, same system. We also did the same system for Ryan Field Football Stadium. So the way this works, we look at the numbers, it's live data, it reports back to us, and if there is a high alert, we get emailed, and then we could go back and modify our means and methods. So that is running while Alpine Demolition is on site working. So we're looking at those methods as well. We're being very conservative with our controls. I just want to reassure everybody that we're doing everything possible. I know everybody here has heard stuff before, right? Like we're doing this, we're doing that. We take safety, right, of our workers, the neighbors, and the environment very seriously. We want to make sure that we're doing everything possible. So that system is up and running. We have analytical data that would be reported back to us. We would have records to track that system, where it's at, when it was active, when it's shut down. So we're doing that. And then on the street side, we do have overhead energized power lines. That's also kind of holding us, kind of constraining us a little bit from adding additional tarps on that side. But everything that we're doing right now is what's actively going. This morning we had a conversation with the lower temperatures, right? In anticipation for that, we're having these internal conversations. What else can we do to really mitigate those hazards?
Thank you very much. As it relates to the lower temperatures, a resident this morning told me that cars were kind of slipping and sliding because the water was getting onto the street and then freezing immediately, understandably. Now, you're in a situation where you have to use the water to keep the dust down, but naturally the water is going to wind up on the street. I saw that you guys had put down salt. I'm grateful for that. Just keeping all of that in mind as you proceed, just to make sure people walking down the street are safe and, you know, cars that are driving down that stretch of Keller are safe. So thank you guys for being here.
Thank you, everyone. I do want,
Before you leave,
yes.
okay, so I understand the dust and stuff like that, it's part of construction, but to the magnitude, I mean, the lady next door that's closest to the demolition, I mean, her house is like being bombarded. I mean, can you imagine her filter, if these people have chimneys? I mean, it is to the extreme. Have you even thought about offering her a hotel room or something for her at least to move away from that, because that resident is the closest to that demolition? I mean, normally it wouldn't be a problem. I mean, you throw water, and I'm glad you guys tested for asbestos, but did you guys even look into silica? Because the cutting of the concrete, that's what is the number one concern with that. Not just asbestos itself, is silica. because the length of time that water tower has been up. And that's why it's recommended to throw water into these construction spots and the bringing down of the tower.
I'll respond back to the silica situation. So the monitoring systems we have currently in place, that's what they're monitoring for, the crystalline silica. So anything that's rushable to PM10, so anything below PM10, that's what it's going to be recording, and that's going to be continuous while we're on site. In regards to offering the neighbor, I'm going to pass that over to Leopardo.
Yeah, so this absolutely is something that we can entertain. If that is something that your tenant or your constituent would like to bring up to the council, that we can bring it up to Antonio, which he can bring it up to me, I would be more than happy to entertain anything that we can do to help alleviate any stress or situations, especially during the holiday season. So,
Thank you. I just want to stress that we are working with everyone there, but we do have a couple of people that are instigating things and making things, telling people there's asbestos and all this stuff going on, which there is not. So, again, I want to reiterate that you guys are doing a phenomenal job listening to us and responding, and, you know, unfortunately, like everything, construction is construction, and the sooner we get it done with, the better off we'll all be. So thank you very much for being here.
thank you. Thank you.
I'll go on with the rest of announcements. I want to thank Kathy from Planning and Zoning, and Israel from our Maintenance Department, and Victoria and Eileen from my office for all the beautiful council decorations that you're looking at today. For those who don't know Kathy from Planning and Zoning, she is a phenomenal artist and has designed all the display. She also wins every year our Halloween costume because she's just a phenomenal makeup artist. She's just a great artist in general, so I want to thank them all. I also want to take this time to thank everybody who came out for the Saturday night's tree lighting ceremony during absolute frigid temperatures. And I want to thank our community partners, the Waukegan Public Library for the Kris Kringle Market, the Waukegan Park District, and the Waukegan Chamber of Commerce for the Hot Chocolate Walk and for all the treats and more hot chocolate sponsored by the Chamber, including the American Place Casino for the photo booth. I also want to thank our Public Works Department for putting our tree together and making it prepared. There was a lot of things behind the scenes happening on that one. And the Public Relations Department, who did all of our marketing on it. And also, we had a great choir made up of 6th through 8th graders through Miguel Morris Middle School. So thank you for coming out. On November 30th, officers from the Waukegan and Gurnee Police Departments held a row-a-thon at CrossFit UXO in Gurnee to raise money for the Waukegan and Gurnee Shop with a Cop program. Over $5,000 was raised, and proceeds were divided between the two programs. I want to congratulate them for doing it and for everyone who donated and participated. Since winter is upon us, I'd like to remind everybody about the alternative parking ordinance, which states that vehicles must park on the odd side on the odd calendar days and even numbered on even calendar days. The ordinance enforces the daily time from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. This makes it easier for our Public Works Department to clean our streets and for the city to recognize abandoned vehicles all year round. Again, we talked about leaf pickup, but seasonal yard waste collection goes through to December 15th and must be placed outside by 6 a.m. Residential customers have two options for disposal. They can do a seasonal subscription or pay per sticker to put them out. Reminder, because again, we just had Chief Pazer talk about this, there's no waste burning in the city of Waukegan. That includes leaves, trimmings from trees or bushes, paper. Believe it or not, people are burning garbage, refuse, waste, or other combustible materials. For more information on that, you can go to our website at www.waukeganil.gov/345/waste. Unfortunately, our Veterans Drive that we are collecting for downstairs is not going overly well. Cool is collecting toiletries, cleaning supplies, and personal care items for our veterans. Please think about those who have served our country and how you can help them out. Again, we're looking for household items, or like household toiletries, soaps, toothbrushes, that kind of stuff. And we do have 2 boxes downstairs. Also, we will accept coats. We have many organizations, including the food pantry in the First Ward, that is looking for coats. So if you have those and you want to drop those off, feel free to do that. The Waukegan Township Gala fundraiser for Statement House will be this Saturday, December 7th at 6 p.m. at the Mundelein Doubletree Hotel. You heard me announce last time the Servolution by our faith-based community was a huge success, serving over 10,000 meals to needy families. About a week ago, we had someone put out flyers on cars in Tony's Fresh Market and Aldi parking lots that were anti-immigrant. While this kind of literature does not reflect the majority of the community, unfortunately, it might reflect some individuals' opinions. While I do not agree or support this view, since I too am an immigrant, this is not a hate crime. It's frankly just someone who's uneducated, ignorant, and doesn't understand our community. We're trying to see if we can identify the person who put the material on the cars, but if it's not a hate crime, we might only be able to get them for littering. So I just wanted you to know we are looking into it. We have looked, both the police department and myself have looked at the material that was put out, and I just wanted you to be updated on that. Lastly, on Thursday, December 19th, City Hall will be closed from 12 to 2 while our staff enjoys their holiday party. So we will be closed on that day for 2 hours, and that's a Thursday. So we will post that so that people will know when they come into the building that it will be closed for those 2 hours. And that's all the announcements I have. Clerk.
Thank you, thank you. Just a quick correction on the posting of the agenda last week. It was later rather than earlier because of the holiday, but the clerk's office did post that on Saturday within the guidelines of the OMA, so there you go. We have 9 people tonight. First up, Jonathan Garcia, Tom Capine, Emily DeCellis, Jack Dye, Ludwina Moreno. Go ahead to the east side of the room, line up. I'll give you your 3 minutes. That's Jonathan Garcia, Tom Capine, Emily DeCellis, Jack Dye, and Ludwina Moreno. Jonathan Garcia. Mr. Capine, you might want to go right ahead.
Talked to you last month, and Tom Capine, Capine Studio, 122 Washington, downtown, art studio. I was an original member of the committee to deal with the grant of $400,000 the state of Illinois gave us. And from the very beginning, there was some serious discussion about how that money should be applied. One of them was the crosswalks, the idea of painting the crosswalks. And people on the committee clearly made it very clear that the chances of those crosswalks ever surviving were nil. And clearly, they did not survive. This is money that's just thrown away. You can't have that. $400,000 could really buy some really great art. But we chose to waste that money. And now we're on the verge of wasting more of that because the committee that continued on, I left it, has continued to try and impose this thing called an identity sculpture, which has nothing to do with sculpture. You all had a document that described by the state what art was, and it doesn't fit. That was brought up by a number of people here. It didn't take somebody like Lynn to say, I don't know what art is, but these letters don't look like art. Art is something that's called part of the humanities. Humanity means that you relate to this. You're inspired by it. It inspires you to do things. It communicates to you on a level that's deeper than most any other level you have. And arts does not mean just visual art. All of them have the same characteristic. Yet this $400,000 is slowly slipping away from you. There's another factor that you need to be aware of. And that is, one of the people who was involved from the city said that this grant of $400,000 had the possibility of repeating every year for the next 5 or 6 years. Now that's a ton of money. The original grant was described to be applied to downtown, District 4, District 3. These are places where you guys should have stepped up and said, we want real art here. We have the potential to do things that are great and permanent. I'm looking at my 36 seconds. My point to you is this. You need an advisory. You need people that are here like David Dallison, who was here earlier, who really know what art is, to help you to make decisions when this kind of thing happens to you. The other thing I would say real quickly is that any construction that you do in the city, anywhere, that you do or anyone builds, 2% of that should go to the arts, to build the culture of your community. There's more to the community than just living here. You need to build that culture and make it significant through the arts.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Emily DeSellis? Emily DeSellis? Emily DeSellis. All right, Mr. Jack Dye.
Good evening. I'm here to clear a few things up. At the last city council meeting, Bill Powers stated that my wife and I were pushing for a short-term rental ordinance. We do not know him, nor do we align with the false statements that he made about us. I'd never spoken to Mr. Powers. In fact, until the last city council meeting, I didn't even know who he was. Since then, I reached out to him to clear this up, and he has not returned the courtesy. My wife and I have absolutely no idea where it became acceptable for people to state things about someone at a public forum that are not true. We become the villain to rally against Waukegan implementing any ordinance regarding Airbnbs. I'm here to set the record straight. My wife and I are in favor of amending the ordinance that you guys have talked about ad nauseum already to make things easier to operate short-term rentals in this city. At no point did we ever say otherwise. We were blindsided by the accusation. We did not push nor help create this ordinance that has been in the works for a couple years now. The Alderman and Mayor know this, but for the folks in the audience and those watching at home, we do not work for the city, nor do we have the pull to craft an ordinance. We do not have any problems with the several Airbnbs down the street. The owners keep things clean, quiet, and I understand they vet applicants well and do not allow for parties or any other potential disturbances as there's a park across from the street. I do, however, feel that the safety inspections should be completed on short-term rentals as they are in every other rental in Waukegan. All city costs related to short-term rentals should be covered by the short-term rental owners. Costs should not be pushed onto residents, nor should we lose any city services to offset those costs. From my limited research, a city inspector costs the city about $108K per year. That's salary and benefits. And in the increased workload, because I'm assuming they're not the Maytag repairman, any of their increased workload should be paid for by the businesses operating within our city. One of the LLCs near my home, they have 21 properties in Lake County, 19 in Waukegan. We don't share in the profit, and we're not going to share in the expenses. Waukegan should look at some of the rental density for neighborhoods regarding the proposed 500,000-foot rule you guys are talking about. It's something to definitely consider. We don't want too many in one neighborhood. We don't want to have no neighbors. We're okay with having as many Airbnbs as are profitable for everyone. Outside of that, I want to tell everyone, keep improving the neighborhoods and best of luck. Next time, please don't use my family name to create a villain for a cause. The Dye name may attract attention, or this could be purely a political move. Either way, I wanted our opinion to be made public as others have attempted to put words in our mouth. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Barreno?
Hey, good evening, everybody. I have lived in Waukegan for quite some time. I live in the first ward. Maybe about 4 years ago, I sent a letter or an email to Ms. Bolton regarding several complaints. About 3 to 4 months, I sent an email to the mayor, to Ms. Bolton, and to the chief of staff to address the same issues that I had 4 years before. Before 4 years before, we have a business that has been 24 years established in the city of Waukegan. We have closed business, we have lost property. I have a personal injury in city property. I filed a lawsuit, and because the city backed up for me, or backed up from our family, I ended up dropping my case. So right now, we go back to the same thing. I got about 15 citations under my name. I am on collection. There has been 5 minutes, 1 minute, or any given time that Ms. Bolton has reached out to me and say, hey, listen, we're gonna address these issues, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and so forth. I've been in contact with the chief of staff, I've been in contact with the chief of police, and the deputy chief. That's the only people that I have reached out regarding these entire issues. As for me, I don't want to end up filing a lawsuit against the city for harassment. I just don't. But if that's my last resource, I would go ahead and do it, unless you guys address the issues that had been put into your guys' court. So, again, I'm not really sure how all aldermen run their ward. I don't know if people reach out to them and file a complaint and say, I need help here, I need help there. I have done it. I have reached out to her, and yet I still haven't heard from her. It's just, sometimes it's just frustrating. I think if I talk to the wall give me an echo. I had called her, we had a brief conversation. She said, yeah, go ahead, send an email. By all means, I filed my email, but still no response on her end, or it has been any attempt on her end to address the issues that I have brought up to you guys. So I'm not really sure if she's supposed to be just warming up the seat. I don't know what's her job duties, and I don't know how everybody runs the ward, but I feel like I've been ignored completely from where I stand. So, again, feel free to reach out. You got my email, you got my phone number. I'm still waiting on you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The last group of people will be Rayon Edwards, Calvin Mathis, Brother Blanks, and Margaret Carrasco. Rayon Edwards, Calvin Mathis, Brother Blanks, and Margaret Carrasco.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody had the opportunity to enjoy Thanksgiving and had some time to love on your family. I always come here with the intentions to speak about certain things, but as I listen to other people speak, I oftentimes get thrown off. Ms. Bolton, I am disgusted. And I just have to say that publicly. As somebody born and raised on the south side of Waukegan, it hurts my heart to know, because he's not the only resident that have this issue. And I'm not saying that it's just in the first ward. It can be in every other ward. So I'm saying it to all of you aldermen. If you don't have the time to return our call back, get the hell out these seats. Because we got real issues going on out there that we don't have access to people like you aldermen do to get these issues addressed. And sometimes it's just as simple as returning someone call back. Whether they matter to you or not, part of public service is that. This man standing up here and talking, and it's right before the holiday, and that angers me, because where's the compassion and the empathy at? And then y'all wonder why we get up at this mic and we so frustrated and loud and angry. But let it be a political event. All y'all up in there with the old good wave and the smile, teeth, hair all good, perfume all on, you're shaved up. Well, most of y'all, I come to ask y'all today as we winding down 2024, I want some of y'all to just ride around Waukegan. Think about the history and the future of this city. And imagine just being a new person, looking for a city to move to, looking for a school for your kids to go to. And I want you to honestly ask yourself that question: would this be the place to be? I will answer it for you. Hell no. Excuse me, y'all. Absolutely not. It's more liquor stores and more gaming, more bars, more alcohol, more gambling than it is people. I'm so sick of it. And you wonder why you got 1 million hit and runs. You can't catch nobody because most of them drunk. When they drunk, they get scared and they run. Most of the cars are stolen. You ride down some of these communities, the businesses don't even have no light. You have people terrified in your community. And I'm asking myself, what is these aldermen doing? Because I ain't going to put it on the staff. Because we didn't elect the staff to speak for us. We elected y'all. Please help us.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Calvin Mathis, please.
Good evening. Happy holidays to everyone. Congratulations to Janet Kilkelly for the charges that were dropped. That was a righteous thing, I think, to do. I hope the prosecutor doesn't make things worse, and so congratulations just for the holidays, just in time. But the reason why I came up here is to comment on the police report that was given the last meeting. It appears to me that all the numbers were down. The parameters of, that's what a police department should do. They should drive their crime numbers down, although it was overlooked probably, Mayor Taylor, for what you did after that good report. You put up a video of some idiot running behind a fire truck as it was backing up. I would have took the time personally to thank the police chief. I don't know if it's due to his leadership or if it's just the luck of the draw or if it's training or just following the national average. But the results are the same. And I consider myself as if not the #1 critic of the Waukegan Police Department, I am a close second. And the reason why is because I have not forgotten about Marcellus Danette. Had no business. He should be here today. His son is about 8 years old. The last thing we need is another young black man, young boy rather, growing up without a father. On behalf of the Waukegan citizens, Marcellus Danette is gone and his son is fatherless. It's this type of unprofessionalism it was unprofessionalism on all levels that caused Marcellus Danette to be killed, murdered. And it started at the top. That's why I was so adamant with your previous mayor. He was unprofessional. He lacked integrity in this issue of police misconduct. I had given a presentation for a number of, well, at least 3 months before that happened. I neglected to say this type of unprofessionalism within the Waukegan Police Department would get somebody hurt. I did not see that coming for a young man to get killed like that. Speaking of unprofessionalism, being unprepared, amateur hour is over for the new aldermen, and this is ridiculous. Alderman Hayes, you mentioned it a lot. We pay you a salary to show up to be prepared. You're cheating us when you come in here and grandstand and ask questions on the floor. That looks, and it's just unethical that you'll be so unprepared, and it's sickening. But happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Brother Blanks.
Brother Blanks, Black Abolition Movement for the Mind. Last time I was here, I spoke in September, and I spoke regarding my concerns of various patches on a finished road of McAllister Avenue, unlike any other avenue in this city. That was a finished road. And some of the reasons that I was given, that it just didn't add up. But anyway, so I was concerned about that. I spoke about that. But my primary concern is, as far back as June, I had been trying to get the specs so I can see the facts on why we have all these patches. I have went as far as speaking with your Chief of Staff, Mr. Bridges, the Director of Public Works, the Director of Engineering. So I spoke with all these people to try to get these stacks, and seemed to be nobody could tell me how to get those stacks. And I even went as far to do a FOIA request to get the stats. And so all the way back to July, and everybody was telling me where you go to the Public Works. You go to Public Works, or you go to this is Chief Bridges, go to Public Works, or go downstairs to the clerk to get it. But I couldn't get any of it. And they said they didn't have it. And so I said, well, okay. I come down to the city council, and as you recall, you guys heard me speak, and I said I wanted those stats for those streets on McAllister Avenue. But ironically, they've been trying to get these stats since far back as the last part of June, just before the 4th of July break. But after speaking at this city council chamber about getting those stats, before I could arrive and get home, I got the stats on my cell phone. I have a problem with that, so if all it took was me to come down here out of all that time, that's troubling. That's troubling. This is something that you had access to, and I'm up here within 15 minutes after I'm speaking, before I even arrive home or nearly get in my car, the stats is on my phone coming from the engineering or Robinson Engineering. But I will be giving you the stats and the facts on what I find in those facts, because it just ain't add up from what I was getting. Mayor, it was told to me that you was fully aware that I was trying to get these stats. I don't know, but I'm really concerned about what happened and how these roads, this particular McAllister Avenue, unlike any other road in this city, on a finished product, look as bad as it do. I'm glad to see it paved, but it shouldn't look the way it do.
Thank you. Margaret Carrasco.
False. Tonight, 9th Ward Alderman Tom Hayes lied. Yes, sir, you lied, saying that you only got one phone call. Many residents have been calling, and he doesn't respond to them about the contamination. True, 9th Ward Tom Alderman did go down there around approximately 4 o'clock, 4:30, to the site finally, weeks later. 3, the demolition of the water tower impacted the poor Latino families living there, not your mansions where you live. A massive cloud of dust came blanketed the residents' property, their houses inside and out, their cars. Yes, Ann Taylor, environmental and health issues, dangers. And those responsible for this need to be held accountable. Starting with you, Mayor Ann Taylor, George Bridges, Alderman Tom Hayes, Antonio, Leopardo, general contractor. Who issued the permits for the demolition? Leopardo, contractor, tonight lied, saying everything was done to prevent any kind of endangerment. Liar. I checked to see if Leopardo Company Corp is licensed, certified to do the remediation. That needs to be issue permits, all that done before that. You have to know what the heck you're doing and be licensed and certified, and they are not. So how can they stand here and say we did everything if they don't even know how to do it? They're not licensed to do it. Tom Hayes, today, you went and spoke with the Latino residents and literally told the residents they could not protest anymore, they could not complain, they had to shut up. Who the hell you think you are? That's a violation of their civil rights. They have the right. You work for them. They're paying your salary. And if you don't like it, then you shouldn't be alderman. If you don't have the time for your residents, you don't respond to their call, then don't be alderman. We will be filing an ARDC complaint because I can see maybe others that are not that legally astute. You're a licensed attorney. You know when there is violations. Toxic, EPA, OSHA. This is just the beginning, sir. And yes, there is many violations, okay? And you think we're gonna eat your crap saying, oh, everything is fine? You got something else coming.
Thank you. That concludes the public portion, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Moving on to the consent agenda, can I have a first?
Motion.
Alderman Newsom and Alderman Turner was second. Any questions to the motion?
Who's the first and who's the second?
Alderman Newsom and Alderman Turner was the second.
Mayor, I'd like to pull 4A, please.
Okay, so we will do a consent on B, C, and D. Any other questions to the motion? Okay, item B, a motion to approve vendor payments dated December 2nd, 2024, totaling the amount of $2,096.93, or I'm sorry, $2,096,93.99. Item C, motion to approve and ratify the regular payroll dated November 29th, 24, in a total amount of $1,992.36.92. Item D, a motion to approve and ratify miscellaneous payroll dated November 29th, 24, in a total amount of $35,559.81. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item A, can I have a first and a second to the motion?
First.
Second?
Okay, Alderman Florian, and second was Alderman Martinez. Questions?
Yes, Mayor, I need to move for reconsideration to community as a whole. This item A.
Alderman Bolton, we're currently talking about, I believe, the minutes that Alderman Guzman asked to pull.
Because this is on regular council minutes, not committee of the
Is
whole.
that what you had the minutes? Okay.
She asked, I put it on hold for her, so she wants
okay.
to.
So what was the question about the minutes?
Need to move for considering back to committee as a whole.
What?
Item A.
The minutes?
No, item A.
That's 4A. 4A was the minutes.
Yes,
But
4A.
are you talking about committee of the whole?
Yeah, it was in reference to the ordinance amending the various provisions of the Waukegan Liquor Control Ordinance 18-046 regarding the Class C1 license.
But that's not in the regular council minutes, is it?
Did I have the wrong one?
Whole, yeah.
But I guess the question that I'm asking is, the minutes of the November 18th meeting, what is the change that you would need? Do you want to make a change to the minutes?
Yes, I need for it to be reconsidered, yes.
The minutes haven't been voted on, so they can't be reconsidered.
Okay.
And I think you're talking about something from the committee of the whole, not the regular city council minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Alderman Guzman, did you have a question to it?
No, I was just asked to, if I could just put it up for motion, and
Okay.
I thought it would be a later discussion, but I guess they want it now.
But this is just for
For
regular council
meeting.
Yeah.
Call
Okay.
for the vote.
Being no other questions to the motion, roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. There being no reports or communications, item 6, old business. Can I have a first and a second to the motion?
First.
Alderman Turner, second.
Second.
Alderman Florian. This is an ordinance amending Section 2-100 of the Code of Ordinances, removing the requirement for annual adoption of a salary ordinance. This was something requested by Alderman Guzman to be presented at the December 2nd, 24 council meeting. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Before we go vote, I think a few aldermen have some questions on this. So to get it clarified, I'd like to put a motion to hold over until December 16th meeting to move this forward.
Is there a second to that? Never mind, it's. Item 7, new business. Item A, an ordinance, or I'm sorry, I need a first and a second.
First.
Alderman Turner, second.
Second.
Alderman Felix. This is an ordinance approving the conditional use permit and a site plan for a laundromat in the B3 General Commercial District at 41 South Green Bay Road. There was actually a laundromat there, but it had been out for over 6 months, so it has to come back and be heard. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. For item B, can I have a first and a second?
First.
Alderman Martinez.
Second.
Second was Alderman Guzman. This is an ordinance creating a Class A1 tavern with outside services liquor license for 219 Sports Bar, DBATR's Front Row on Greenwood, located at 219 on West Greenwood Avenue. Any questions to the motion? Okay, roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome.
Nay.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item C, can I have a first and a second to the
First.
motion? Alderman Turner was first, second?
Second.
Alderman Guzman. This is an ordinance creating a Class D video gaming parlor liquor license for Lucky Jack's located at 410 South Green Bay Road. This is basically a change in ownership. Any questions to the motion? Okay, roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome.
Nay.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. There being no ordinances, Alderman time.
Alderman Turner.
Thank you. I may need to, I'll try to stay and listen to everyone's comments. I may need to leave for personal reasons. Other than that, I pass. Thank you.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Yes, again, I'd just like to thank the staff and employees of the city of Waukegan for constant contact every day. And just keep your leaves out and move your vehicles away from the piles of leaves so the city can pick it up. Thank you.
Alderman Florian.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I attended the tree lighting in the freezing weather the mayor referenced. It's too bad it was so cold because it was a beautiful event. Hopefully next year, maybe it'll be a little warmer. It always seems to turn cold for us for our tree lighting, no matter when we hold it. But it was very nice, and I'm glad we were able to hold the event in spite of the weather. As everyone has said, leaves, they're coming around one more time. Once they've come through, don't put any more out because they won't be back again. This is the last chance, so get them out ASAP, so when they come through this week, they will get picked up. One more thing I want to talk about, addresses have come up again, I'm hearing. I have 4 different addresses in my ward. I have Beach Park, Zion, Waukegan, and Wadsworth. I think Tom has 3. You have Libertyville, Gurney, and Waukegan, am I right? I don't think any of the other wards have this. I think it's just these 2 wards. We live in Waukegan, even though our address, our mailing address is different. Your mailing address just says who brings your mail to you. Wadsworth brings me my mail. I don't pay any taxes to Wadsworth. I don't live in Wadsworth. I don't really have anything to do with Wadsworth other than somehow the Wadsworth Post Office brings me my mail. I just want to clarify that. I get really tired of hearing people say, well, they don't really live in Waukegan. Yes, he lives in Waukegan, I live in Waukegan, or we wouldn't be sitting up here. We just happen to have an address, a legal mailing address that is different than Waukegan. Thank you.
Alderman Hayes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So a couple things. The committee meeting tonight for community development, I just want to thank everybody for their input. I know we had to move it along quickly. If anybody has any questions that you want me to pass along to either of the presenters tonight, or you need their information and you would like to ask them questions directly, just let me know. I'm happy to pass along that information, and hopefully we can address any other questions that you had, if they can't be addressed in the meantime, at the next meeting. But I do appreciate everybody sticking around for what turned out to be a long meeting, and my apologies for not being able to get to committee of the whole. Short-term rentals, again, just want to compliment the people that have come out, well-organized, professional in your presentation, whether I agree or disagree. I think it's just very nice to have people that show up with facts or suggestions, recommendations, and are willing to work with the city. On that note, Ms. Carrasco, I would invite you to provide me with the name of the individual or the address who you claim that I spoke with and said such things. Furthermore, I'm happy to go back to each of the homes, since I know which ones they were, that I spoke with people, and perhaps we could discuss this matter with them directly. I'd be more than happy to do whatever you'd like to accommodate that request or address any of your concerns. I was up here thinking earlier during audience time, the feeling of being singled out, and then there it is, it happens. And just like rumors, it's the way it goes. You just make up a story and you run with it. But I'm more than happy to do anything you would like to right the ship, talk to any individuals, and clarify any misunderstanding. You know how to reach me. With that, I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will pass it to Alderman Bolton.
Alderman Bolton.
So much. I'd like to, first of all, correct the information that I am not in my ward. I am. I also want to correct that I carry 2 phones. I do answer my call, carrying it to the bathroom, the shower, 24 hours almost a day, except for sleeping, and if I'm not working. And for that gentleman that made that comment, we have talked 4 times, one in conference with other staff, then we've done a phone call. So once again, please consult your legal in reference to your illegal tickets. Thank you. I also want to say Harvest Market passed out 300 turkeys. We are out there working, not just taking pictures. I want to correct that. And it was work, and it started raining. And we still kept on with the project. Also, Norco, I want to celebrate with you. They celebrated 5 years caring for the community, those that are in recovery. And then also I worked on Thanksgiving with individuals that passed out turkeys, served dinners to seniors, and we were on the street serving homeless individuals. And also want to say the tree lighting was a success. Thank you so much.
Alderman Guzman.
Okay, so I want to start off with the motion that Alderman Bolton was trying to do earlier. As I explained, Alderman Bolton, that she was trying to motion back the from the committee of the whole to reconsider her vote, how she voted on for the liquor code variance for the C1 license that got voted down on committee of whole on November 18th. So that's what she was trying to do. And that's...
So just procedurally, Alderman Bolton, did you vote against that?
Yes.
In committee of the whole?
Did, yes, so I'd like to reconsider.
Okay, so at the next committee of the whole meeting, which will be in 2 weeks, you can make a motion to reconsider because you were on the side that voted against it.
Okay.
And we can If that passes, then it will get put back on the agenda,
Okay, thank you.
So why can't she do it now so it can pop up on
because
the-
we're not in committee of the whole.
So can she do it with the 3 aldermen and put a motion in? Because
That motion to reconsider will go back on the committee of the whole agenda. If that passes, then you put it back on the agenda for the next meeting. That's how motion to reconsider work. It's a 2-step process.
Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay, now moving on from that business. I want to say I went to the tree lighting event that the city had. I thought it was really cool. It was a very nice event. I liked the tree. I thought it was cool. I liked the snowflakes around the downtown area. We had hot chocolate and churros. Those are very cool, and it made it pleasant. I wasn't cold at all or anything like that. The nice little hot chocolate was, hit the spot. I want to make sure everybody had hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving and safe and happy holiday. And everybody had plenty of turkey. I got to donate. I donated about five families a full turkey dinner for their homes and stuff like that. So people call me up and ask for donations, and I decided to donate 5 turkeys. They call me up every year. Community outreach, I want to say, they're the ones who they called me up and I donated to. So it was a very nice event. So, a lot of people showed up, so it was cool. Okay, so I want to say I want to do another ward meeting. Basically a neighborhood meeting, actually. For December 14th, I'm looking at 1 to 3 p.m. in English, 3 to 4 p.m. in Spanish. Last time my house was a little bit full, so and then I had more of my residents call to that regretted not showing up. So this time it's going to even be more than that. So I'm trying to get us to the school because this is a big hot topic with Willow Road and other stuff that's popping up in my ward. And this is the second discussion on this, so more and more people are going to come. So I don't think my house is big enough for everybody to show up. So I'm trying to get to school. If not, we'll just squeeze on in, and everybody be just standing around. But that's what I'm trying to do. Any questions? Anybody could call me up at 847-390-2690. Again, it's the discussion for Willow Road and other stuff that's going on in our ward and neighborhood. Leaves, like they said earlier, this will be the last week. They're going on to every ward and picking them up. So just make sure your cars are moved out the way, especially if you see a bunch of leaves in the area. Let's be mindful and let's get these leaves picked up as quickly as possible and get them taken care of. Again, just like the mayor said, it's getting darker way sooner, so 4 o'clock. Kids are still running around, walking and everything like that. Remember, school's out at 2 o'clock, I think, and it is getting a little dark. So when you see those stop signs out there, please stop for them for the school buses and wait till they bring in the stop sign before you go around the school bus. We don't want any issues with these kids, okay? Thank you. Have a good day.
Alderman Martinez.
All right, thank you, Madam City Council and Clerk. First, I'd like to remind everyone that the leaf pickup season has completed. In all, I felt that LRS did a pretty good job since it was their first time doing it. But considering the weather conditions that we also experienced, I think they did a pretty good job. I have requested an extra day for a pickup for those areas that may have been missed or not picked up due to vehicles in the way. Next, I would also like to thank our amazing engineer, Jesus Aguilera in Public Works, for 2 major projects that were successfully completed in the 3rd Ward. One was at the Glen Floor and North Metropolitan, where new signage and shrubbery was removed to provide better visibility where before there was a blind spot obscuring vision. Many traffic accidents also occurred. This is in response to many of the residents who came to me and requested something be done. But that was successfully completed. And again, I want to commend all those who made that happen. Also, the second big project that we also had that Director Chris Garland had touched on was the major project on Metropolitan and University Avenue, where a storm pipe was conducted. This again was done in its entirety. A lot of huge flooding had occurred, almost to where the water was getting in front of these houses. And due to the many calls and concerns from the residents, that was also actually completed. Is Jesus here? Excuse me, sir, can you come up and give us an explanation of what is the outcome and what actually was conducted, completed?
Good evening, council members. So that project included an additional storm sewer along that Metropolitan Avenue. The way that it'll work, it'll convey more storm water from the runoff created by a lot of impervious surfaces in the area. This will discharge to the creek that we have, which runs our stormwater management system. So you just think about it as additional capacity within the street to resolve the problem.
And again, we appreciate that. And also, I would also like to take this time to invite as many constituents, also residents, to the honorary street sign ceremony for the late Mr. Miguel Angel Alderman on December 9th at 1 o'clock. This would be on the corner of Hyde Park and Lynn Terrace. As many of you know, Mr. Alderman was a pillar in our community and a champion for youth. As a mentor for at-risk teens and family, he was a city leader and recipient of a city resolution that he received last year. It will be a special moment for his widow, Gloria Alderman, to have as many people there as possible, and it also commemorates the date of his death, which would be 1 year on December 9th. Again, as the many has indicated, the mayor, the cold weather is here. That means there's a lot of the students are having heavy coats that may obscure their vision. And just want to please make sure you slow down and heed the warnings because they are out there. And now that, like Alderman Guzman had mentioned, there is limited lighting now. So we have to be very, sometimes we have to think for them, especially at night, because there is no light. So please make sure you do your best to try to slow down and heed the warnings. And before I go, I just want to say that I had the opportunity to attend several events in the community. One was the National Youth Advocates Christmas Program, and also the Mikey's Thanksgiving Dinner, which I was a server and also a proud sponsor of that. We did feed over 100 senior citizens, so it was a very good event, and the attendance was a lot of people did show up, and so I want to commend Mikey for his efforts. Again, it was all on volunteer basis. And then also I attended the Puerto Rican Society's Coquito Fest and the lighting of our city's annual Christmas tree light. And I will say it is very nice to have something nice in Waukegan instead of always getting hand-me-down. So the Christmas tree, I think that that was a good choice, and I do feel that it'll be shared for generations to come. As a taxpayer, I like nice things. I don't like things that are half-assed, excuse my French. So I think that the Christmas tree was needed, and I look forward to many more years of seeing it up. So that's all I have for now. Please enjoy your holiday season along with your families. I ask that you be mindful, be safe, and let's all be a good neighbor. And if you need to get a hold of me, my phone number is 847-390-2689. Thank you.
Alderman Felix.
Thank you. I do like when residents come in and let us know, or kind of put our feet to the fire. I am excited. All the requests that I've been doing throughout the this year, I go with a list and meet with George, but in order for me to get things done, I have to send pictures. So pretty soon, before the end of the year, I'll be putting up pictures of the before and after, ranging from different projects. So I'm excited for that. You guys will see proof of what's been going on. That way you guys can see it. A few things that I am working on currently, I mean, nothing can be done overnight, but a few things that, the resident parking application is currently not online. So we're waiting to hear back so we can put that PDF on there and we can have our residents apply for those resident parking. And then we'll do I'm looking to do some kind of PR information for the residents that I want to put in a rotation where we'll have traffic going to these places and making sure that people have their resident parking. That way we solve some of the issues in the neighborhoods around the Waukegan high school. So that's one of the projects that I'm working on. Another is lighting was mentioned throughout our city. I did give a list to Public Works of the lights that I want to do in the 4th Ward. Of course, I'm focusing on the 4th Ward. From what I hear, this is something that we're going to be working on more towards the beginning of next year in April. But I do want to light up at least the 4th Ward, start off with the 4th Ward. But we're able to put LED lights, but we want to see which ones are the cities and which ones are ComEds, and we want to make sure that we know which one we are account for. So that's another project that's in the works. Another thing is communication. I already spoke about that too. Another project that's in the work, and then we have some stop sign requests coming in soon. So a few of us have those working. We're looking to have those in the community development, I believe. Actually, no, in the regular council meeting. So there's a few projects in the works. Hopefully we, just keep following up. Residents that are wanting to get things done or have issues, please reach out. I do get phone calls all the time. Sometimes I don't get them right away, but I like the emails. I like the text messages. That way I can go back and take care of the issues. I did attend Puerto Rican Society, the Coquito Fest or whatever it was. It was a good event. It was good to see the Puerto Rican culture come together and do something that's very cultural. So thanks, Juan, for inviting me. The tree lighting was good also. The City Chamber of Commerce, City of Waukegan Chamber of Commerce did a great job. They did, they had free churros, free hot chocolate. They did the photo booth. It was a good success. I wish more people would have attended, and they would have had a good time. Although it was cold, the hot chocolate made it warm. Mike did have the annual Thanksgiving. I showed up for a little bit, got to serve some people. That was my main job, to make sure I go over there and serve some people. A lot of seniors went there. Mikey, I know he's been working on it for like 4 months to make sure that day went by smoothly, and it did. You saw all these public servants feeding the seniors. I want to highlight someone in my ward, Jeff from Hood to the Table. He's in the 4th Ward. He does the composting services. He had a cool event where he did a ramen. He served ramen. He got ideas when he went overseas to present something to his community. So we had a great event. So kudos to Jeff. And community outreach as well. They gave away turkeys. I got to help a little bit. Of course, the kids did the most, but the community outreach Waukegan is doing a great job giving back to the community. And people, I know I've noticed on the Buttrick area there is a lot of speeding going on, and especially at night. So we are able to put requests for cameras to be put in certain spots. So you guys can always reach out to us if you guys have some hotspot areas. Our police chief always works with us to satisfy those requests. So I'm looking to put some hotspot areas. So again, reach out to me. We'll get to your issues. But reach out to me, call me, or leave a voice message or send a message. And let's keep Waukegan moving forward. That's it for me.
Alderman Newsom.
Can I have a motion to adjourn? Alderman Newsom, second was who? Alderman Bolton. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Have a good evening, everyone.